Aki, let me make you. I need you to be a mod for me on here, co-host. Hold on, Aki. Okay, there you go, Aki. I might need you to be a co-host because I got some vegetable egg rolls coming from Postmates. So when I run to the door, I need you to keep the room going. We got to unpack some things with this thing, man. Okay, y'all heard the debate. Everybody, come on in the room. Okay, we got a lot of folks in the room already. First of all, hats off to brother Marcel. Marcel was killing dude with the facts. They were discussing reparations. Let me set it up for those who don't know. Michael Harriot is a writer for the Griot and the Root. He wrote a jive article talking about why reparations shouldn't be lineage based and gave these 10 asinine talking points that were so ridiculous. And he wrote this for the Griot. Now, keep in mind, the Griot, that's Byron Allen's publication. Remember when Tone Tits and Strappy were up here trying to tell us to put the cape on for Byron Allen? Y'all remember that? If you remember that, raise your hand. Tone Tits and Strappy, remember they told us to drop everything and support Byron Allen and his shenanigans. Oh, it was life or death. We got to support Byron Allen. So now look at what Byron Allen is putting out. These articles talking about how lineage-based reparations is not the lick, and they get this Democratic shill, Michael Harriot, to write it. Now, Michael Harriot, I'm very familiar with this guy. This guy and the Root, he's written several hit pieces about me throughout the years. He's a complete Democratic shill. And I want people to understand a lot of times these folks get into these bad faith arguments and put out these jive talking points and then get us debating them nonstop simply to waste our time. If you listen to the debate, Michael Harriot sounded like a complete moron. Every time my good brother Marcel would ask him a question and ask him to clarify what he stated, Michael Harriot gets to babbling and stammering and stuttering and 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 backpedaling and lying about what he wrote. He couldn't even stand by the gibberish that he wrote in the article. Marcel was slaughtering this dude. This was such an unfair fight. This was completely unfair. Is that you over there, Aki? Okay, you're all right over there, Aki? There's Aki over there making.
Sorry, I didn't know I was
There you
unmuted.
go.
Sorry.
What's Aki over there doing? About to take a bubble bath? All right, but like I said, this dude, Michael Harriot, and none of these people, whenever they start talking about we need to have race-based reparations instead of lineage-based, and they know that it's going to undermine us. They can never articulate it in a proper manner. They always get to babbling and stammering and stuttering. And notice the only people who do that, who talk about our reparations should be race-based so we can include immigrants, are always these people who have these Democratic connections. Michael Harriot has written for several Democratic shill publications. The Root, the Griot, these are Democratic shill publications. All they do is toe the line for the Democrats. A lot of folks don't know Michael Harriot and his family. They're all clicked in with Clyburn out there in South Carolina. So these folks are Democratic shills. His job is to just push these jive Democrat talking points, no matter how asinine they are. Let's be very clear. The reason why we see the Cobras and the narcs and all of these other Democrat connected folks push this thing where we have to include all Black people, like we're one big Negro, just like Michael Harriot, we got to include all Black people. They know that this is going to undermine us because the Democrats' position for Black people, foundational Black Americans, is benign neglect. The name of the game is to never, ever, ever do anything for us specifically. They understand if we include everybody, that's going to ultimately bury us, which is the objective, family. The objective is to continue the benign neglect. Never do anything specific for us. Just open a little window to squeeze in another group. That's all they need. We need the word minority. We need the word diversity. We need the word people of color, even all blacks, because that way they can squeeze in the immigrants. If you squeeze in one immigrant group, that opens the door to all of them. Family, they understand how race-based reparations will undermine us. If you do that, if you say we're just going to give everybody reparations because they're black, we're going to have Rachel Dolezal isms overnight. Everybody is going to try to be black overnight. They know this. Do y'all understand it? We keep explaining this to them over and over again, and they sit here and acting dumb, babbling and stammering. They know it's going to undermine us. That's the job. That's the objective, for us to co-sign it. That's why they're so desperate for us to co-sign it. And they start talking about, well, there's some people, white people see somebody who an immigrant, they ain't gonna know. Who cares? These are not racism arguments. We're talking about a specific injustice done to a specific group, that is foundational Black Americans. You cannot include immigrants in our claim. It makes no logical sense, ladies and gentlemen. We are different from other immigrant groups. I don't give a damn what the white people think. That's the white supremacist mindset to make us one big Negro. We have a specific injustice that was done to us, and we were specifically riding it out, and we stayed the course. So we're supposed to get specific compensation for it. They know that we are different from other groups. We are not one big Negro. They know that, because the minute they're supposed to get something, all of a sudden, I'm Ghanaian, I'm Ugandan. They're not letting us get anything that's supposed to be given to them. They'll cut that real short. We are not nobody's slaves no more, ladies and gentlemen. We don't owe nobody nothing. They're not going to shame us into going along with a program where we have to drag everybody along with us to accomplish everything that we accomplish, and we got to give them credit. We don't have to do that. This is a very unique claim. We're not supposed to invite other groups in our reparations claim because they don't come from that lineage. I don't want to hear about how they came over and suffered, because you knew what the deal was before you came over. You knew how Black people were treated over here, and you still chose to come. So you can't come over here and complain. Deal was when you came over, or when your family came over. You knew what it was, and you were willing to take that risk. Also, if you got here and the racism was so bad, you could have took your ass back home. You could have left. You can't sit here and say, well, I need the same thing the foundational Black Americans got. You can't say that, because we didn't have an option to leave. This is our homeland, and there was no other place for us to go. We didn't have another place to escape. That's the thing that made it so insidious. That's what made it so insidious. We didn't have sanctuary. So we had to stay here and fight this thing without anywhere to go. If it got so bad for a lot of the folks who come over, you can just go back to your spot and kind of wait it out in your village, or whatever you do over there, if it was that bad. That makes us very different and unique. Shout out to Marcel. Let me get our brother Marcel in here. Hold on one second. Let's get brother Marcel. Where you at, Marcel? Oh, did Aki add him as a speaker already? Hold on. Marcel, your microphone on, brother?
Yep, I'm here, Tariq. Hello, Tariq. Hello, Miss Aki. How are you?
I'm well.
Marcel, you did an excellent job, brother. Brother, you were spitting so many facts. It got to the point where it was unfair. It was just unfair the way you were beating up on him, but he deserved it. Very good points you were speaking, sir. Um, what's happening with you out there in South Carolina? Don't you have a debate coming up with Clyburn, by the way?
Well, that's the thing. My campaign manager called the South Carolina Democratic Party, and they say they're not going to do a debate. So the only way we're going to get a debate is apparently if the South Carolina Democratic Party sees there's a demand for a debate. And that has to come from the people, because my team, my campaign manager's called, my communication director has called, and they've decided they're going to ignore us. And here, I wanted to say this real quick. Here's proof that I know there's some shadiness going on. There's a debate being planned for the gubernatorial candidates. There's a debate being planned for the U.S. Senate candidates. But the only one that they don't seem to be interested in having a debate for is the U.S. House of Representatives, which James Clyburn, that's his office. It's like they want to protect them. So the only way they're going to really do is debate it if they get a flood of people demanding that a debate happens, because someone's definitely going to pick up on it and someone's definitely going to hear it because they're protecting Clyburn.
Yeah, yes, they are. And Clyburn, he's another shield. He just toes the line for the Democrats. He's not going to really have a thorough debate. You got to do an ambush debate on him. You got to show up to that damn fish fry with a bullhorn and just start going in on him and just put him on the spot. When he has a plate full of greens and black eyed peas, just go in on him right there. You got to catch him slipping. The Democrats are desperate right now. They're pushing their shills. They can't really debate their asinine talking points, as we saw with this Michael Harriot guy. It was just ridiculous, the stuff that he was saying. All of these talking points of, well, immigration can help black society. I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about? And then when you ask him to clarify it, he just gets to babbling and stuttering. And another thing, family, when y'all were listening to Michael Harriot talk, didn't y'all hear a little accent? I could have swore I heard a little accent in there, man. Do I smell anchor babyish energy in there? I smell some anchorage in there, man. I could have sworn I'm listening to him. He claims to be FBA, but I could have swore I heard some jerk chicken in that damn accent. I kept hearing some oxtail accents popping in and out, man. So this is another dude. We're not even sure about his background. He claims to be from South. I know some of his family's in South Carolina. I know some of his family's out there in South Carolina, but I don't know. It might be some anchor thing going on there too. Because when people are stumping that hard for immigrant groups, I have to ask a lot of questions here. Again, we as foundational Black Americans, we don't owe any immigrant group anything. If they're going through some thing, hey man, y'all file your separate claim and y'all make it do what it do. Reparations and general mistreatment, that's two different things. If we sit up here and say we're going to ask for a reparations package for all black people who's been mistreated, then all of a sudden we're going to get all of the damn Latinos who have a black abuela that they never even talked to. They're going to start claiming her. And then they're going to start claiming that they're black now. That opens the door to all of the foolery. So we have to stay the course when these people are trying to run these games on us. Remember, politics is warfare without bloodshed. And that was warfare, having this Michael Harriot dude come among us, spewing them lame talking points. That's why it's important to have people who are very thorough, like Brother Marcel and others, who can shut that stuff down very quickly so that it does not get into our community, so that it does not take any roots or take any wings. We have to shut these talking points down. Let's get some of the family here to chime in. Let's get Black Bodie. I think that's your name. Hop in, Black Bodie. Black Bodie, turn your microphone on. All right, let's speed this thing up now. If I invite people on here, be ready. Raise your hand if you want to get on. Let's get people in the queue who want to get on. Don't request just to be requesting, ladies and gentlemen. I want to keep the flow going on. Bodie, let me get you out of here. Okay. All right. If you are in the request queue, please be ready to speak. Let's get no taxation in here. All right. No taxation. Hop in.
Hello.
Hello, no
Oh,
taxation.
hi. I was in the Matrix. I didn't know if you would call me or not. It's not you. There's no rational comparison between a person who came here by choice, which is an immigrant, and a person who was not here by their own choice. That's not a rational comparison. Now, if you were going to
Right.
compare immigrant to immigrant, maybe somebody from the Ukraine and somebody from some other country, that's okay. But you can't compare our Black American, FBA, freedmen, African American situation here and the people here to anything else. There's no
Right.
comparison.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
Marcel,
Real
I
talk.
want Marcel
Go
to
ahead.
know he ate that conversation up. He ate it
Yes,
up
he did.
like it was breakfast.
Yes,
And I
indeed.
appreciated him. And he asked a very poignant question. He asked Mr. Harriet, would you move to the Ukraine now? And that said it all.
Yeah. Yep. And Michael Harriot could not. He was deflecting so much when Marcel was asking him about Jewish reparations. Would he co-sign a Jewish person getting reparations for the Holocaust, even if they are not descended from the people who suffered from it? And boy, Michael Harriot really ducked and dodged that question. See, they don't play that game with other groups. They know better. That's why he kept ducking that question. Marcel asked him that a couple of times, and he made sure to duck that question. You see, people play these little word games and little semantic games when they get around us, but they know better. They know those talking points are meant to undermine the specific aggrieved group who are supposed to be compensated. They know what they're doing. But my phone is ringing while I'm doing all this. So what I'm going to do, let me let Aki and Marcel chop it up for a quick minute while I go handle this. I'll be right back. But my good sister Aki, go ahead.
Okay. And Marcel, if you don't mind, I'm going to make you a co-host as well. Do you have time?
Yes, I have time. Thank you.
Okay, let me figure out how to do it. Give me just a second. And I've also added another person to speak. I believe the name is Coops T. Go ahead and unmute your mic and chime in.
Thank you, family. Peace and Black Power. Thank you, Marcel. That was straight fire you gave. I have a question in addition to your reparations platform. Can you tell us about your stance on immigration and abortion? Because I think all those really tie into freedmen issues.
Sure, I'll be really quick. So when it comes to immigration, I am for drastically lowering the level of legal immigration because my attitude is a logical one. If you have 4 children, you can barely afford to feed them. What the hell you look like having and bringing 7 more children home? So America needs to take care of Black Americans first. They're bringing home 100,000 Ukrainians and giving them lodging, food, and shelter. But Black Americans are 15-20% of the population, but over 50% of the families that are homeless, they're doing nothing about it. And as far as abortion goes, if we had not, Black women have the highest level of abortion rates. Had we not done that, we would probably be 70 to 80 million strong, and they wouldn't be able to do nothing with us, and they know that. So I am for bringing strong family and economic support instead of abortion. So that's my point of that, Mrs. Cooper. I just want to say, y'all see Tamara Shealy is in the room as well.
Please put in a request to speak if you want to hop on. But I have 2 other people in queue. Gumbo Poppy, go ahead and unmute yourself and chime in.
Peace to the chat family. How y'all doing? I just wanted to come up here and just say, Marcel, I appreciate everything that you do, brother. I just really want to talk to the family, bro, and just tell everybody to put your money where your mouth is. I actually donated while you was on stage. I try to donate to you bi-weekly. But, I just wanted to say, I just want to really let you know that I appreciate the thing that you're doing, bro. You're standing 10 toes down for us, and I support you cold-heartedly, bro. Thank you for everything. And shout out Tariq. Shout out to you too, miss.
All right. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much. And
much.
yes, please put
Thank
something
you.
on it. I just put some on too.
Thank y'all.
All right, Tamara, you're up. Please unmute yourself, say hi, and tell us a little bit about your platform and your race.
Thank you for the space tonight, and I just want to say OMG, brother Marcel. I came into the conversation a little late, but look, man, what I heard, I am just honored to be on the campaign trail with you, brother. You represent it, and you represent it well. So I just want to say I am so proud of you. For those of you who may not know who I am, I'm Tamara Johnson Shealy. I'm also a reparationist candidate for the United States Senate here in Georgia. And reparations is at the top of our agenda. And we're going to Washington, and we're coming to get our check. So thank y'all for hosting this space tonight. Marcel, I'm so proud of you, brother. Thank you.
All right, thank you,
Thank you,
Tamara.
Tamara.
All right, I think Big Boda, you're in the speaker's queue if you have something you want to say.
Yes, hey family, how y'all doing, man? Appreciate the space. I'm gonna get straight to the point. I got my confirmation email for the donation I sent to Marcel. I'm very proud of you, brother. One thing I wanted to point out, when the brother Michael was speaking, I used the term brother loosely. All that stuttering stuff, you could see what was going on. He was ashamed of the fact that he was doing something he was paid to do, which was dilute our reparations claim. So these people gonna talk around the world and try to get us sidetracked from what we supposed to get. You see what I'm saying? That's a problem. But we already see through it. A lot of the listeners heard it. You know, that's what you do when you're ashamed. You get to stutter and stuff because you done got caught doing wrong. But that's all I wanted to say. Appreciate y'all having a conversation. I'm out.
Thank you, Big Boulder. And man, I want to say I respect Michael for showing up, because there's so many of them. These people writing their little think pieces, like that guy, Terrell Star, who's over in Ukraine, writing their little think pieces. He's comparing our plight to the plight of Ukrainians. Talk about calling a Ukrainian a Nazi is tantamount as the same for calling a black person in America the N-word. Like, how dare you? How dare you? And at least he shows up. A lot of them, they only go to places where they know people are going to agree with them. So I respect them for showing up. But you're right, Black Border. We got to start calling them out and taking no prisoners when we come at them.
Awesome. Next up, I think we have Jonathan Whitfield. Go ahead and unmute.
Yeah, what's good, everybody? Peace to the chat, man. Peace to the snacks. Marcel, you did a good job, man. We appreciate you down here, man. My South Carolina brother. I just want to say that's how we supposed to do it, man. When we get pulled to the table like that, we really got to defend what we're trying to go for, because we already know, man. So many people out here that's trying to muddy the waters of the reparation claim, and that's how you secure the tribe right there, man. That's exactly what we're talking about, man. But you're making a lot of people proud, man. I'm definitely gonna be donating to the campaign, man. I really hope you get that thing going in South Carolina. And the people I know in South Carolina, I'm gonna try to get their voices uplifted to get this debate happening, because this is the type of stuff we need. Because I'm leaving South Carolina as we speak. I was at South Carolina State doing some drum major training with the youngins and stuff like that. You know, but I'm definitely gonna try to get the voices raised so we can get this debate going, because I believe, and I'll close with this, I truly believe, man, they really hear this debate. You know, there a lot of minds in South Carolina will be changed, because they are ready for this change. But this Democratic shield stuff, man, they just been overwhelmed with the same rhetoric and the same rhetoric. But I appreciate y'all for this space. Shout out to Tariq, shout out to everybody, shout out to the tribe.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jonathan. And Mrs. Snacks, if it's okay with you, I can put the South Carolina Democratic Party's information in the Jumbotron so people can email or call them and demand a debate, because they think they run stuff and that they don't work for us, if that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. Please do.
I'll do that
Yeah,
right
everyone,
now. Thank you.
yeah, folks, keep your eye up there on the Jumbotron. We've already shared information on how you can donate directly to Marcel's campaign. And I also share some information from Tamara and her race down in Georgia. So please do follow them and support them, because this is our chance to actually put our needs into action. It's one thing to know there's a problem. It's one thing to complain about it loudly and often, but we also have to get behind the people who are willing to get in there and affect change and really show up for them. So please follow and support Marcel and Tamara. Their information is being put in the Jumbotron. All right. We have Mr. Engaging Black Freedman. Unmute yourself.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Thank you for the space. First and foremost, I want to say to all the Black freedmen people out there, all the black people. Thank you for being leaders, stepping up, being there where it matters the most. And that was just the energy of the room when Brother Marcel was speaking. That dude couldn't, he was shaking in his knees. You could hear it in his voice, you could hear it in his speech. He couldn't even stand by what he was writing. And that shows a sign of a coward. So I just want to say, Brother Marcel, thank you for staying on your square. You're definitely going to get a donation from me when I get paid. And thank you for your service. We need more black leaders, and I'm seeing the black leaders all coming when it matters the most. When they say call me first, you guys were here first. And that's all I need to say.
All right,
Thank you,
appreciate
Mr.
that.
Agee.
All right. I think someone has their hand up who just got put in the queue. Bear Arms Academy, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Miss Aki? Been a long time listener, and of you and Tariq. Been following you, Tariq, since '06. Shout out to you, brother Marcel. You did a masterful job tonight. Somebody got a hot mic. Yeah, you did a masterful job tonight, man. I'm very proud of you. And what you did. I was actually spent some time with Marcel down in South Carolina and got to see District 6 as well. Marcel and meeting him face to face, seeing that he's really a man of the people. He is who he says he is as a politician. And here on Twitter, like, he is who he says he is. I think that's very important for us to know, because people can pretend to be somebody in real life, and then, and when they get on social media, they can be a completely different person. Marcel is not that. I got to see it for myself. We're really proud of you, and we really hope you do big things. And it's beautiful to see the connection with you and Brother Tariq finally. You know what I mean? It was just only a matter of time. So yeah, Marcel, we all proud of you, man. Please support the brother Marcel, and yeah, man, we proud of you.
Much respect. I'm back,
Thank
guys.
you,
How y'all
Jay.
doing?
Is it my turn? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hold on just a second, Secret Sister. I think, Marcel, you wanted to share some information about how we can get to Clyburn's people. I don't see it in the Jumbotron, but if you just tweet it on your page right now, I'll add it for you, okay?
Marcel?
All right. I think we had Secret Sister was the
Okay,
last one who's already in the queue.
Hello. Oh, hi, Tariq. Hi, my sister. And hi to all the FBAs and brothers and sisters across the diaspora. But I am a boots on the ground kind of girl. My dad was pretty much.
Secret Sister, your connection's a little bit bad, so we might have to try you again later, because we have a really bad staticky connection.
You hear me now?
Yes, bad. You have a very bad connection, beloved.
I don't know how I can do it. You can't hear me?
Okay, yeah, we got to have you call back, sister. I got to get around. Yeah. That you have an informant phone. Your phone sounds like you're an informant, ma'am. We got to do something about that phone. That very, very bad connection. We'd like for you to call back. But I'm back, guys. Brother Marcel, when are you up for election? When is the election day?
It is June 14th.
Okay, so it's coming up soon.
Yes, very, very soon.
Okay, yeah.
And
So all
Clyburn is hiding.
Oh, wow. So yeah, we need all the young folks out there on the ground to get busy out there in South Carolina and head to the polls on that day to support our brother. Let's get some more people in here. Again, we're talking about the reparations conversation that our brother Marcel had with Michael Harriot of the Root and the Griot, or basically the Democratic Party. Michael Harriot is basically a shill for the Democratic Party, and they're sending these people out here to try to undermine and debunk our reparations claim by trying to include other groups, because that's part of the immigrant agenda. Let's be very clear. Whenever you get these Democratic connected people coming out here talking about how we have to include everybody or we're divisive, the underlining factor is for them to try to get us to co-sign immigration. That's all about immigration. And we're supposed to be neglected in favor of immigration. So understand where it's coming from and understand why it's such a bad faith argument, and none of them can stand on their own words. The minute you pin them down, they start babbling and stuttering. Let's get some more people in here. Let's get Divine Brooklyn. All right, Divine from Brooklyn. Let's get
Oh, I thought I was next.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I had a Val DK already queued up.
Oh, go ahead, get
Yeah,
Val
go
in.
ahead, Val.
Hey, good evening, y'all. Hey, actually, so as a child of immigrant parents, I do strongly agree that, when it comes to reparations, that we should make sure that lineage is a factor that we really hinge on, right? I grew up in the Bronx, right, and I can tell you that my experiences growing up, right, are quite frankly just weren't the same as my foundational Black American friends. So I'm just here just to say that, hey, that not all immigrant children are not bought into the to the idea. Actually, it's not an idea; it's a fact. So just wanted to come on and say that, and really grateful for this discussion. And I would like to actually ask the audience, hey, what can I do to kind of make sure that I can, maybe go back to, just to go back to immigrant groups and say, hey, this is this is what we need to advocate for more, because I think we there is a privilege that we have to push this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And my advice to you, what you can do, brother, is support us getting our lineage-based claim, because what that does, that will open the door for you to use as a template for your claims back in your homeland, because you guys
Right.
have claims wherever you're from. Even if you're from the Caribbean and you were enslaved in the Caribbean, you need to holler at France, holler at Britain. If you were in
Absolutely.
Africa, you were colonized by the Portuguese, by the
Absolutely.
British. Y'all need to be hollering at them about reparations for the colonization. So this will set a template. So this is why
Absolutely.
many people are trying to undermine it. So that's
Yeah.
what you do, brother.
And
Thank you.
and I'm grateful for it, because I think that's kind of where we can create strong momentum, and that's where we can kind of help the overall collective, right? I think if we immigrants say, hey, listen, no, foundational Black Americans need to get reparations, not us, right? I think that's that's kind of how we can get strategic with this,
Yes,
because
indeed.
because the whole, let's loop all Black people in a pot, no, that dilutes the efforts,
Right.
and it plays into the agenda. Like, listen, you're talking to a Nigerian American who grew up in the Bronx. I served in the Army, right? And 37 years old, and this is my stance. I've got 2 kids, right? So I'm grateful for that, and we'll keep going.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, brother. But yeah, listen, if we get this thing popping, again, that's going to open the doors for everybody else. That will be a template for the brothers and sisters in the Caribbean to step to France and to Britain and get what they're supposed to get. See, that's going to push their hand. And let me tell you something. If you guys are trying to get some tangibles from the British government, from the Spanish government, from the Portuguese government, from whatever European power that colonized or enslaved your homeland, I'm right there rocking with you. Man, I did a movie about Haiti and the relationship with France. 1804. I did the premiere movie that's shown all over the world, shown all over Haiti now. I'm all for you getting what you're supposed to get from the oppressive government that specifically aggrieved your group and your lineage. We're all for that. I'm not going to get anything out of it, but I support it, because when one group handles their business, this opens the door for the other group to go handle theirs. I'm not supposed to latch on to what you got going on, and I have no claim to the lineage. See, we got to be very clear to support each other, but not undermine each other. There's a way to do that. What the Democratic shills are doing, like Michael Harriot and N Cobra and NARC, they're trying to undermine us. They're trying to make it seem like there's some type of big global Pan-Africanism type of agenda that they have. They know that's not going to work for reparations. Logically, they know that's not going to work. In any sense of the word, this is why when you pin them down, they always tap out by babbling or trolling or throwing in the towel like, oh, this sounds like an ambush. Let me get up out of here. They always find some reason to tap out by playing dumb or whatever. The name of the game is to try to wear us down and try to baffle us with BS. And we're not going to be baffled. We're going to be very focused on what they're trying to do, and we're going to call them out, and we're not going to let them undermine us. Let's get some more people in here. Let's get the prophet.
Thank you, bro.
The prophet. I made a mistake and removed you. I'm sorry. Let's call back prophet. My bad. Let's get divine in here.
What's good, brother Tariq? What's good, Miss Snacks? How y'all doing?
We're good. How are you, sir? What's on your mind?
I'm good, fam. I'm good. I'm good. I just want to first and foremost say what's good to Marcel. Say you did a great job in there. And I gotta agree with you, Tariq. While he was talking, this is the first time I really heard him go back and forth with somebody I know, heard Marcel speak many times, but I definitely heard a hint of bumbleclap on Michael Harriot's voice. So being a New Yorker, I heard it, and so I think you're right on that. But I
Yeah.
definitely wanted to right, exactly. So I wanted to highlight the importance of us. You talked to Marcel about getting up with possibly getting up with Clyburn at one of the fish fires, right? And
Yeah.
so, as right now, there's a video up of me and my crew out in New York City. We crashed the NAN conference a little bit. And we ran up on some of those people. Right now, there's a video of us pressing Michael Eric Dyson
I
about
saw that.
reparations.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
and so we have a couple of other videos. So look for that footage. We got a chance to speak with Jamal Bowman in the hallway. We ran up on him, and we also ran up on Ron Daniels, the head of Narcan and Cobra. So y'all gotta wait to see that video. That shit is funny. But yeah, we gotta go in there. And if we don't, we was at the NAN conference, and I tell you, all out of all that boule and fish fry bonanza, there was no talk of reparations at all. And so we're the only conversation that was going on in that whole conference about reparations. And so if it doesn't come from us, it will not come at all. And so we got to take the stand that Marcel did tonight, and we got to keep talking about reparations until we can't talk about it no more until they pass it. That's
Yes.
just my take.
Yes, indeed. All right, fam. Let me end the space right now. I'm gonna come back a little bit later, but again, we gotta shout out to our brother Marcel. Everybody follow our brother Marcel. Also follow our good sister Miss Snacks, Henrietta Snacks, aka Aki. Aki, she's going to be in my new movie American Maroon. She's so brilliant and so beautiful in the film, such a phenomenon. So you follow these two great community leaders right now. Support our brother Marcel. Marcel, I'm gonna donate some paper to your campaign. Brother Marcel, on your main page, do you have a link to your campaign donation site or whatever?
Yep, everything's on there. As soon as you get on the main page, they have the menu has donate there. Thank you, Tariq. Thank you, Miss Snacks. Thank you, everyone. I just want to echo what Divine just said. It is so important to read voices like yours. It's so important. I want to be very quick. Like I said, I first heard of you not through Twitter or anything like that, but my oldest brother, who is not a person who's going to show up in the Twitter space or show up at a town hall, came home and a bunch of his friends. This must have been 2011 or 12, one of your first hidden
Yeah.
colors things, and they were all like watching it in silence. It's so important for us to support the new black media, because if not, this conversation would never have happened. Joy Reid and Tiffany Cross, well, Tiffany Cross no more, they're not going to talk about this. So it's important that we have these conversations, support the new black media, and that we show up in these rooms that make the conversation about freemen or finally Black Americans specifically, and what can be done for us.
Yes, indeed. Man, I appreciate you. And by the way, everybody, I forgot. Let me thank everybody who sent some stuff for my baby registry. Me and my wife, we're having a baby. Shout out to everybody. Y'all been sending a bunch of stuff. Shout out to you guys. I do ask if y'all send any baby diapers or anything with babies on them, with baby pictures, make sure you get black babies, because I want to give black baby models more work. I don't mind the other babies, but black baby models need work. So send baby stuff with black baby models on there, because those babies, they need the paper. So anyway, thank y'all so much.